And LeBron James said, "It's Taco Tuesday." Today we're going to discuss Garfield min-maxing. Let us start with scripture. Genesis 2:1-3. Thus heaven and earth and all their adornment were finished. And on the seventh day God finished the works he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all the works he made. Then God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because in it he rested from all his works God began to make. You see here, God is blessing the day of rests. And in the notes, I'll read the notes as well. Notes for 2:1-3 in the book of Genesis. God finished the making of heaven and earth for man's sake. He rested from his creative activity on the seventh day to show his love and providential care for man, and to invite man to enjoy his Sabbath rest. For as Jesus said, the Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath, in Mark 2:27. Man failed to keep this Sabbath rest, but Jesus fulfilled it for man by resting in the tomb on great and holy Saturday, after he said on the cross, "It is finished," in John 19:30. For he destroyed sin and death and rose again on the first day of the week. Through his saving work on man's behalf, he is man's Sabbath rests, and he now invites all to find rest in himself. Matthew 11:28-30. So, first and foremost, we have established that the Sabbath rest is established by God. God himself, he doesn't need rest. However, he did rest. And as we are made in his image, I believe that we should do the same. You cannot hard maximize productivity and activity all the time. I promise you will burn out. If you do not choose rest, fatigue and forced rest will be visited upon you eventually, even illness or death. This brings to mind one of my favorite characters in fiction, Garfield. I really like Garfield. He's a really chill cat. Now, Garfield is known for being lazy and resting and sleeping all the time. And he hates Mondays, as Monday represents the first day of the work week, and the day when activity begins and rest ends. He loves rest. Now, I'm not here to say he's a great role model, because he probably maximizes his rest too much. However, there is an admirable trait about him, and I think if we can temper his rest by min-maxing Garfield, min-maxing our rests, then we will profit from this. Now, min-maxing is maximizing the strong traits of something while minimizing the traits that don't matter, such as in a video game like I play NBA 2K. If you're making a center that you want to be a great rebounder and defender, then you don't have to put many points into shooting and passing. You try to maximize the rebounding and defending so you can be great at that and not just decent to good at everything. And that's the idea of min-maxing. And when it comes to rest, the way to min-max rest is to minimize those forms of rest that are not truly rests, that are weak forms of rest, and this includes just passive consumption and doom scrolling especially. This is how lots of people conceive of rest now. This is how they spend their free time when they seek to rest. However, things like this are truly weak forms of rest, for they continue to stimulate our minds. We're not truly resting at this time. The type of rest we should seek is meditation, going on walks, having chill conversations with friends and loved ones. And this is how we can min-max our rests and embody the positive traits of Garfield. Take what we need from Garfield's example and dispense with the rest. Because some days you do need to be like Garfield on a Monday. Have you ever seen Garfield in the comics just laying down at peace, sleeping even? This is true rest. And do not be adverse to sleep. Do not think it a weakness. Sleep is an act of discipline and character. We all know how important sleep is. I don't have to break it down to you. So, in conclusion, I believe that we should min-max our rest just like Garfield. Well, not just like Garfield, but sort of like Garfield. Garfield min-maxing. Okay? And I just wanted to point out as I speak. Oh, he just got scared. There's a cat. I can't zoom in. Where's he at? Bro's hiding, he's scared. It's okay, because Garfield's the cat that we're talking about right now. Alright. Garfield min-maxing. Later.